Hey everybody, Wendy Sellers here, the HR lady. I wanted to share with you some tips from my one book, Suck It Up, Buttercup, Be a Leader, People Will Follow. These tips are 6 tips for addressing a performance or behavior issue. I want to make it very clear that it's also a behavior issue because I can tell you that 9 out of 10 of the phone calls that I get every day, all day, from my clients are not performance related. They're usually behavior related. It's usually pretty easy to determine, okay, this is poor performance and this is the reason why. There was no training. They just don't have the knowledge, skills, and ability. Can we get it to them or whatever it might be? It's not always easy to identify behavior. Well, I take that back. It's super easy to identify, hey, this person's being a jerk, but it's not always easy to figure out, oh, what should I do about it? Hopefully you have a set of company values in your organization that clearly outlines what the responsibilities are of an employee and with their regarding to their behavior at work, that they should be respectful. And what does that mean in the workplace, not only to coworkers, but to clients and vendors and so forth. So I have come up with a list of, again, 6 steps for addressing either a performance or a behavior issue. Number 1 is identify the behavior or the action or the lack of if it's missing. Number 2, identify the impact of that behavior or the action, the impact on the team or the bottom line, for example. Number 3, identify the change that you expect to happen. Be very detailed and specific. Make no assumptions that they know what you're talking about. Number 4, identify a deadline for change. And in cases of behavior, it absolutely can be immediately. Now, I say in cases of behavior because usually you've already outlined what the behavior is. Now, you may have to teach them something just because of their educational level, their background, whatever it is. But in the most part, you're probably going to have to say like, hey, you can't say X to people in the workplace. It violates our company's values. It's unprofessional. You can't yell at people, whatever it might be. Be very, very specific. If it is a performance issue, you really shouldn't necessarily say immediately because you may need to give them time to learn a skill, a knowledge, skill, or ability. You may need to put them through training as well. Number 5, very, very important. Identify a consequence if the change that you've already identified in number 4 does not happen. So you're telling them X needs to happen by X time, either immediately or in 3 weeks. And if it doesn't happen, this is what happened to you or your position. And number 6, in the case of, yay, it worked, we got through this together, celebrate it. Celebrate the change. Unfortunately, if it didn't work, you don't celebrate it, but you do have to implement the consequence of whatever you laid out because they didn't follow through with changing their performance or changing their behavior. For more advice on human resources and dealing with employees, follow me, Wendy Sellers, the HR lady.